Hey there, welcome to another PastorBlogs.com tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to change out my content with your own so that you can personalize your website. As you know from watching other tutorials, many things like the colors of headings, the default colors of headings and buttons, they're controlled on the back end in the appearance area. So you can go there to add your logo, select some of the main colors that you'll be using on your site. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you about changing the text, changing background images, and things of that nature. And so to get started, you just click on Page Builder right here. Also, there's a tutorial that kind of gives an overview of the Page Builder, being boxes inside of boxes inside of boxes, and how that works. And I really recommend you go watch that before you do this tutorial. So right now, I am looking at this row that has a background picture. And so to change that, I'm going to come down here, hover over that wrench where it says row settings, and this is going to bring up the options for this row. Now, a lot of this, there's so many options here, and I'm not going through those right now. Part of the beauty of Pastor Blogs is that you can just come in and you don't have to have any design knowledge. You just have to change out my content with your own. But if you're a DIY hardcore type of pastor, I would really recommend making a test page, and then you can play with rows and columns and modules to your heart's content right there. This is just to show how to change out what's already here. And so I'm going to scroll down through all these options till I get to background. And I can see that the type I have is parallax. And I'm just going to change this by clicking Edit. Coming over to my media library, you can upload your photos right here, select your files. And I'm going to change my background to this picture right here. And when I click Save, that has changed my background picture. The other thing you'll notice is that there is a dark overlay on this row. And so what I want to do is I want to make it a little darker. I like my menu to pop. I like my logo to pop. And so I'm going to make it darker here. So I'm scrolling down to where it says Background Overlay. And when I click on the color, I can change the amount of the overlay. And what I can do, I like consistency throughout my site, and this is one of the colors that we're not able right now during the beta to make this consistent. And so what I like to do is once I have a color, I like to save it. And you can save it by clicking on this little plus icon right here. And you'll see my color presets, I now have that color so that I can use it on any other row. Next, I want to change the content inside this column right here. I want to change this to your name. And I can actually move this over to the side so I can edit my text even better. And you have the option to edit right here. Just click on the text you want to edit. I still prefer to edit in the module settings over here. And I'm going to change that back to Pastor Andrew. And it's too wide, and that kind of bugs me. I want it to be on one line, and so I'm going to hover over this little circle and drag it out just a little bit so that my name is on one line. And the same goes for this. I can click on it, and I can edit the text here. And I can change my button text. I maybe want to say this, view upcoming events. View events. I can change my link. I believe the URL is just /events. And of course, you can link out to other sites as well. And I'm going to save that module. My social icons, you can rearrange these however you want. For example, if you're a Twitter guy, maybe you want to put Twitter first. If you're an Instagrammer, maybe you want to move Instagram up. Maybe you don't have a YouTube channel, you can just delete that icon right here. And click Save. Right here, you'll see when I hover over the email subscription, there's a gold box around this. What that means is that this is a global module. And what that means is that when I make changes to it, it will update everywhere on the entire site. And there's another tutorial that goes through form settings, both for back-end forms and front-end forms, and you can view that to learn how to set up your email newsletter capture. And if you don't have one and you don't want one, you can delete a row just by hovering over the X right here for the row and get rid of it. That's pretty much most of the elements for the home page here. Let's check out some other pages real quick. Let's go to the About page. So for here, the same things apply. I'm going to breeze through this and kind of talk you through it. I want to change my row setting again. I'm going to use that picture. That's not a good picture, but I'm going to use it. I want to change the size just a little bit so it's not as large of a picture. And here, I want to use that same overlay color, and so I'm going to go to my color presets, and I'm going to select that, and I'm going to save it. Now, even though we save colors in the back end in the appearance area, there are some times where I don't want to use that color, and so what I can do is I can click on my heading right here. That's my default color for my heading, but say I want it to be white. I can come over here from General to Style in the heading module, click the little color dropper, and I already have white saved. And maybe I want my name to be bigger on this page like it was on the home page. So I can come in to font settings, and I can make it as big as I want to. Like I said, a lot of these settings are set on the back end, but you can use these modules to override the settings that you set on the back end so that you can make these unique on your website. And the last thing I can do is if I want to add something to some of these pages, or here's a photo module. Let's you can change out a module just like that. I got rid of my YouTube on the home page, so I want to get rid of it here as well. I want to save. And the last thing I can do is add any one of these modules. So if you've gotten bored with changing out my content and you want to add your own and you made it this far in the video, again, I recommend getting a test page and just going through some of these modules, whatever catches your eye, and add them to the page and work with the settings. And as always, if you need help trying to customize it and get it to look the way you want to, I'm just an email or form away.